Hello there and welcome. My name is Jimmy Wikman and I'm an Atlassian expert. I've been working with the Atlassian platform since 2012. And in today's video, I want to go through a remarkable and really fun app that I recently found. And it is called Released, or rather the company behind it is called Released. And this one is for publishing roadmaps and publishing your tasks that you are working with publicly, and so you can actually put it on a website. And this is amazing for stakeholder communication, for example. And it has a lot of nice connections also with Confluence, so you can actually publish your release notes as blog posts and things like that. But enough rambling from me. Let's just jump into the tool and let me show you what it looks like. So here we are now on the website, on my new website here that I'm actually building right now. And I have published now this nice app on my, so it's actually publicly available here. So you can actually go in here and check it out if you want. I will create a link for it in the description of this video. But on my website, you can go to more and you can go to roadmap here. And this one will then show you the app output on my website. So on this one, for example, I've chosen to have both the changelog and the roadmap. So you can see on the roadmap here, I will have my tasks, and if I click on it, it will actually show some information about it. And what is interesting about this app is that it has really understood the difference between just publishing things and to making sure that you can communicate properly through stakeholders. So the information you see here, for example, in the description here is not coming from the Jira issue itself, but you can actually customize this one specifically for the stakeholder group. So this is perfect because in the Jira ticket, you want to have instructions on what to do, but in the communication with the stakeholders, you want to have communication on why we're doing something. What is the purpose of having these? And once you click on this one, you can cycle through them, so you can actually do this, and you don't have it set up here, but you can also cycle through it using your keyboards. And so this is really nice output. And the changelog here is basically a blog that you can actually write content for. So you can see we have a nice timeline here, and I have only 2 posted so far. And you can also click into them if they are a little bit longer, and then you can see more information about them. So this one is what you can now communicate. And this is, for me, this is perfect for if you have anything that is, if you're a startup, for example, and then you can easily communicate with your customers this way. If you are internally, if you want to publish this one internally to keep stakeholders updated, this is perfect. If you have basically any situation where you need to have some form of communication in the form of release notes or change logs and roadmaps, so people can see the different tasks, where you are in control of what you actually publish and how it's communicated, I have never found any tool that is better than this one. And this one comes then from the company called Released. So they have this very purple and nice website, and you can find their 2 main products at the moment. They are working on another one, like a portal thing. So that one we will look at a little bit later on when we have that one done. But this is where you actually get it. So you can go to the products here, and you can just get started. Start for free, and you will get to the marketplace. You can see it is available for free. You can check out the pricing for it here. It's fairly affordable. So if you have 500 users, for example, it's just $375 a month, which is peanuts compared to the advantages you actually get from this one. So this is a little bit about the product. Let's go into the nitty-gritty then and see how does this actually work. So I'm going to move over to my Jira. So this is my Jira project where I actually have my development tasks that I have set up. And when you install this one, you can connect it then to your project here. So I have a little tab here under on the sidebar here where it actually says Released Portal. So anytime I want, I can click on this one, and it will take me then to basically the portal that we see on the front end. And from here you can either manage the posts, or you can go to the create a new post. So if we go to manage portal here first, oh sorry, manage portal, not the content. So if I go to manage portal here, so we can actually see what it looks like. So then you come to the app itself on the inside. So first you will come to the changelog, and this is where we now can create these communications. So you can see this is where I've put up the one of the blog posts that I have published now on the page. The second part is the roadmap, and this one will actually filter out things, and I will show you how this one works. And then you have the portal. This is the beta that they are working on now, that will basically create a nice little portal for these two things that you can publish, kind of like a status page. This one looks very interesting as well. And if you go to links, then you can see that we can go to the project that I have connected to this one. And down here, before I go into settings, we have some getting started information. So you have it, and I like that this one is actually embedded, so you don't have to go to a separate page. This is nice videos, good instructions, really easy to get into. And the same thing done with the changelog. And this is actually their product that you are seeing now. And so they have actually embedded this one into their app here. So you can have the changelog and the roadmap, so you can actually follow the development of this app using their own product, which is amazing. And then you have the more deeper user guides. Then you go to their website, obviously, so you can actually have all of that. And you also have if you need any help with it. But let's dive into the settings here. So when you first install it, there are a few things that you need to set up. This is the portal settings for how you want to work with this one. So the key thing here is to connect it then to one of your projects. And you can just click on whichever you want, and it will then be added to the portal or to this functionality. So for me, I have it with the development project that I have, the one you saw there in the beginning. And then you can select then if you want to have, so people can actually do things in the portal or not. I have this one on restricted because no one should mess around with this one, since it is production that I'm publishing now into on my website. And of course you can have delete portal, and it is nice and red, so we can see that it's a destructive function, which I really like from a UI perspective. And for the changelog here, then we have different filters. So the product that we have selected here, you can also select which version field you want to connect it to. And this one will determine then what you actually get in your board, or sorry, in your page later on. So this one is then you can have effect version or fixed version. So I have obviously the fixed version, because that is effect version for me is only for incidents. And fixed version is what version do I actually publish in. They have some artificial intelligence here. I have not actually done this one. And this is for making sure that the description here comes out in the cards. And I haven't played around it. I prefer to actually do this manually because I don't have that many items in my project. But if you want, you can actually work with this one. You can set up different examples, and you can have different AI helping you publishing things into your ticket. And you can even make templates for it. You can actually do some nice setups for it, so you can have it described properly. But then you have the widget, the one we saw that they had down here. So this one you can actually publish on your own website if you want. So this one will then have this little toggle here, and you can place this one in any of the four corners, and you have those set up here. And you have the changelog and the roadmap, and you can select which of these you actually want to have. And the setup for this one is very easy. So you have all the information here on the side. And so you can select then if you want to have a light, dark, or if you want to have auto. So if you have like I have on my website, where you can actually toggle between a light mode and a dark mode, then you want to have this on auto. And Released recently just updated their code, because I noticed that when I had it, there was a little bug there, and it fixed it. They fixed it in a day, basically. As soon as they saw that there was an issue, they fixed it. So the response from the team is really awesome, and the product is also very awesome. But what you can set then is, so we can see here, you can change the color, and the primary color will actually be, let me see if that one pushes in. It will actually be the gradient here. And you can also have the title here. So this is the title that comes here. Now it was a little bit delayed. So this is the gradient that you can have up here. So now it should take a while, and then it should push this one back into being gray again. And you can have this one then will be the text that you see here. And you can have the latest updates here. This is the text here. So these one you can customize on your own. You can have whatever you want there. And then you can choose then for the roadmap here, you can have the same, what text you want to have there, and what is the text below this one. And then you can select if you want to have a different locale, so you can actually have it in different languages, or at least indicate that it is different languages. And in the widget itself, the secondary color is, let me just see so I understand which one this one is. Yeah, this is the secondary color for the header, so the other one here. So if I put this one to yellow or something like that, then that one should be the one that comes from the side here. And then you can position it. So right now we have it in bottom left here. So I can actually select it if I want to have on the top right. And then it will actually be up here. And the same thing you can have then center if you want to have in the middle of the screen, then it will be here. See, it's a little bit delay, so now it will be in the right place here. So let's put this one in what color do maybe I can just do. You can use the color wheel also if you are not a old hex nerd like me that basically know the hex codes by heart, and then you can just drag and drop like this, so we can have a nice little red there. And then it takes a little while before it will actually do this. And the show unread badge, that is if you have a new post in here. So if you post a new update to it, you will actually have this little icon that would indicate that there's something new, which is amazing when you have it on the website, because then people that comes in can see if there's an update in it. Under the advanced here, I love boosting, and I haven't tried this one yet, but basically when you publish something, you can choose if you want to boost it or not. And I assume that then it will be a little bit more noticed on the website. But like I said, I haven't tried this one yet, so I don't really know how it works. And you can also, for those of you who knows a little bit about front-end code, so Z-index is actually in what layer you want to place it. So it will be then how should we put it? The content on the website will actually be rendered in different layers. So if you have, for example, a navigation bar at the bottom, that's very common on mobile, for example, and that one have a Z-index that is higher than the content, so it's actually above the content itself, then this widget can actually happen to end up behind it. So what you can do then here is you can actually increase the Z-index, and then you can basically push it closer to the user, and so it will then appear above the content instead. So this is very nice that they have thought of this one, so they can actually adjust this one. So this widget is kind of nice, and you can play around with it any way you want before you actually push it out. I will actually just bring it back here to my gray, just in case I want to use it. And also they have a custom trigger selector. So if you have a conflict in a JavaScript, for example, then you can change the selector here, which is also one thing that tells me that the team behind this one knows what they are doing. They understand the problems that can happen with the widget. This is also amazing. So here you can actually change to another trigger if you want, so any potential conflict can be resolved. And if you want to install it, you need to then put two scripts here, or basically one script and one tag. So you have the widget script here, will actually be used then for, you need to put this one into your website itself. This is what will actually trigger and render the app itself. And then you have the embed code. This is where actually you will have the code for the widget. So you can just copy this one. And you can also, this one you just put in your head section of your site. So it will be at the top of the page. I have actually tried it and it still works if you put it at the footer. So it appears to be working just fine there as well, but you should probably put it in the header so it would load in the beginning when the page loads there. And you can select then, you can see that when we change these modules here, you will see that the code down here will actually change. So you will have different values here. So you can see the modules attribute here will change. And this one will tell them the script, what should we render on the page. So that is the widget. And I don't have that one on the page, and the reason for that one is I didn't find any good place to put it, because in mobile view I have the navigation bar at the bottom, and I also have functionalities in basically both corners at the top. So there was really no good place for me to put it. I could probably script it so I only have it in desktop view, but I chose not to have it at the moment. And the page works pretty much the same way, where you have a little bit more functionality for it. And the good thing about this one is that you can actually watch it. They have this phone and desktop view. You can toggle between it, so you can actually see what it looks like in different views. And this one I really like. And then you have the same updates here. So you can have the text here is that one, and you have the text here, which is that one. And also when you switch over to the roadmap, you can then select what the names or the text should be here. So you can actually have it very customized in that way. And then you can have then show the header, or you can have sticky headers. So show headers, and this one will actually show then this header view if you want to have it or not. So if you want to select, so you only have the changelog, for example, or just the roadmap, maybe you don't want to have this top part here, so then you can remove it. The sticky headers is if I move things around, then it will just stick, so it won't go away. And installing this one, you can see you can have the color schemes here as well. So you can have the dark and your light and the auto, and I suggest having it always on auto, unless you have you'll know that everyone will use this one in a specific color, and because you can change many things in the system as well, and this one is actually based on that one. When you want to install it, it's the same way. So the difference here is if you want to have the notification badge, so it will actually show on the page also that it is something new. So then you can actually add an extra thing here. Other than that, it's the same way. You have the changelog, you have the roadmap, you have the all. You place this in your body section for this one, and you have the notification badge that you also place then in your page then where you want to have it. So that's basically it. That is how you create the widgets and how you put them on your website. So now let's just take a look at how you actually work with them. And before I do that, I just want to show you that this, I really like this one. So when I first saw this one, I thought, wouldn't it be awesome if I can just write a blog post in Confluence and then just have this one published on the website? That would be amazing. And this one do this in reverse. So you actually write it in here in the in this that is called the product hub here, and then you can actually create a Confluence page for it. So you can actually do it in the reverse. You can write the changelog in this product, and then you can push it to Confluence. And so that's amazing. Not only will you publish it on your website, but you can also create pages for it. This is really, really cool. If you want, you can allow people then to subscribe on your updates so they get an email for it. I have not activated this one, but if you do it, you will basically be able to set your portal logo, you have the name, and then you have the reply email here, and that's it. And then users can subscribe for it. And you can also choose if you want to have where you want to display the issue links in posts. So you can turn it on or off here. I prefer to have it all because the best case scenario would be if I can publish this one and people can follow the links and go back to Jira where they actually have more information. That would be awesome. So I have this one activated, but you can completely control this one also from in here. So these are all the configurations that you can set up for the app itself. And when you work with it, you can see that I have a draft here, so I can just create a post. And now what I can do then when I create a post is I can fetch different tasks that I have done during a certain period. And I have different labels, issue types, and Jira filters, and I can also select then the time frame. And what this one will do, I will cancel this one. What this one will do is it will actually bring in here on the side all the different tasks that you have. So let me just create one new actually. There we go. And what I can do then is I can actually select these things or drag them in here. Let's start with empty. And I can actually drag them in here. And now you see I have the link here, I have the title, and now I can write a little bit the actual changelog for it here. And I can add a date. I can say when was this published. I can add a cover image, so I can pick in any image I want. I can select a version for it, and I can have different categories. And these I can create myself, and they are basically as a tag for this one. And then a headline. And here you can see I have the slash command here that we are used to from other areas of Jira. So if I do this one, you'll see that I can put in a bunch of different things here. So I can have code block, I can have video, image, block code, block quote, sorry. You have the different lists and different headings and different text. So you can actually work with this one. And then when I want to have something, another thing, I can just drag this one in, and it will again then give me the link here. And I can actually click on it and I can see exactly what it is for, what kind of information I have in Jira for it. And so this one is really nice. And when I'm done, I can then publish. And I can select different things. So if I don't want to publish it everywhere, then I can actually select, maybe I just want to have it on the announcement page, but not in the embedded widget. Maybe this is, or the opposite. And here you can also select then if you want to have a silent notification, if you want to have a standard notification or a boosted one. And then when you are ready, you can just click on publish now, and then it will come out to the website. Or you can click on go back, and then you can save this one for now. Or you can discard this one. And you can also use the filter here, and you can actually fetch more things if you miss something. And then you will have it here on the side here. And if you are like me now, then you're showing a bunch of things, then I don't want to keep this one. Then I can press this one and I can discard this draft. And from here, then I can do different things. So I can share the post, for example. I can share to Slack, and I haven't installed this one here. Or I can view the post, and then I will go then back here now then to the front part here, so you can see the portal here. Or I can edit it, so then I can edit the post and I can continue working it if I want. Also, when you are working with the text, we didn't show that one, or I didn't show that one. When you're working with the text itself, you can mark text here, and then you can have the slash command here, and you can also have the standard text features, I guess we can call it, text editor functionality. So you can add your links, You can align it, you can have bold, italic, you can underscore it or underline it, strike through, and you can add a code block to it. And you can also have different text color if you want. So that's how you work with the changelog. Very easy. It's kind of like a small blog system that you have. Very simple and very easy to work with. Really fun to work with also. And then you have the roadmap here. And this one will then fetch the information that we set. So in my case, then it will fetch all the information from my development project. And then you can see here that I have a little blue dot here. It says updated since last published. That means that this one has not been published yet. So these are new things that I have that I've created in my development project, and I haven't published it yet. And before I do that one, you can see that we have filter here. So for example, I have chosen to have only story, task, and incident will only be shown on the website. Or rather, it will only show up here. I will not have features, for example, because I don't want to display those. It doesn't really make any sense. Because I'm basically not using them properly, and they are more like categories for me. And that's not what you want to publish on the website. But these you can change at any time, or you can select more filters if you want. Under the display options, you can now select what kind of information do you want to display in the cards themselves. And so I only have the summary and the public description, which is not the same as the ticket description. So I'm going to show you that one. And you can add more here. If you want to have impact or priority, for example, if you want to add those, you will see that we will have these show up here. Now, one of the things that a lot of apps have is that if you have a custom icon, like I have for this one, they appear like this, a little bit broken. So I'm going to check to see if I've done something wrong with my icons, or if it is because they are internal, so they are not available publicly. So when I created them, I just uploaded them in Confluence, and Confluence is only for me, so then they appear broken like this. So just remember that one if you are using custom icons, that if they are not available publicly, they will be broken like this. And if I want to remove them, I just unclick these and they will move down again. So you can see now I published my my last update here was 6 days ago, and I can see here I can unpublish the whole thing, or I can click on publish. And before I publish these, I want to change these. So for example here, create my roles form template. So I'm building a new section on my site called My Roles, which is basically my CVs. And one of the things I need to do for that one is when I submit something or when I work with these CVs, it has a specific form template. And I need to create a new template for that one because in standard it will just show all the fields. So here I can just do the same thing, and you can see I have the slash command here, so I can actually record all of these things if I want. So I can have images, I can have videos and code. And for me, I will just write then here, create the new and what else do I want to have on this one? I want to have the expand. Like so. So this is now, and I can write whatever I want here. And this one will only show up here and in the portal or on the page. It will not show up in Jira in any way. So I can just save this one. And now if I want, I will do the same. I have tabs for language and notes and more. There we go. So now that I have updated this, I now want to publish this one. So before we do that, let's go back to my website here, and we will go to the roadmap, and we can make sure that we do not have anything here that is related to my roles. You can see my work is here, but not my roles. So what I do then is, close a few windows here. I now feel that I'm ready to publish these two. And everything else, of course. So I will just click on publish. And we got a little confetti here that shows that this one is now available on the website. So if I go down here now, you will see that I have my roles template and my roles display. If I click on it, you will see that I have the information I put into this tab here, or this card. And you can see that the statuses here are updating as it happens in Jira. And you will also see I have selected now if this is a story or a task. You can choose exactly what data. So if I had, for example, priority here, I could publish this one. And that's how it works. This one is by far the best app I've found for publishing your work. To keep updates, give change logs, or it can just be news updates actually if you want to have that one. And I really love this one. That's it for this video, and I hope that you found this one informative and that you have an awesome day and a great week.